Good morning, good afternoon, and or good evening. Hello, and welcome in, all my Red Wing soldiers. How are we doing today? Welcome aboard. Welcome to another fun-filled day of investigating murders. My fingers are freezing, so I have them under my blanket at the moment. We had 2 days last week where it was 70 degrees here. It was still a little chilly down here in my basement, but it was generally... I can't remember a bit. It was generally nice and warm. Again, it's always chilly down here in my basement, but otherwise it was warm. And, oh my goodness, it dropped back into the 30s. We got teased. We really did. We got teased. And I don't like it. What's up, Yoshi? Good afternoon. Welcome in. Whew. So, I did my truck checklist at the fire hall today. Last week, I broke the bay door for the one engine. Not my fault, again. Closed the door and I didn't make sure it was clear and, snapped the cable. It was fixed the same day. Luckily, we have commissioners who know how to do that, know how to fix it. So I'm walking in to do my checklist today, and the commissioner that came last week and fixed it yells at me, make sure the door is clear. And I laughed. I said, yes, sir. So I go in to start doing my checklist, and I open one of the compartment doors, and some of the tools fall on my finger and scratch the truck. I just can't win with these things. Luckily, the scratch wasn't too bad, and I only had my this finger. I had this finger fell on my nail. Still a little tingly, a little painful, but I'll survive. Luckily, the officer who's in charge of the truck checklist and the training and that was there, so he had told him, filled out a report and all that. But this is 2 weeks in a row where I either broke something or broke me. So. But otherwise, I'm all right. Hope you all are having a good day. Hope daylight savings time for those that recognize it. Hope it didn't mess you up too bad this morning. Thinking you're waking up at 10 and it's actually 11. So, I was getting ready to go to bed this morning. It was like 12:30 this morning. I was getting ready to lay down and go to bed, and the fire alarm went off. Okay, get back up. Go to the hall. And then, as we're leaving, the one guy says, remember to change your clocks back. I'm like, oh, yep. I almost forgot. So I changed the clocks downstairs on my stove and my microwave. And this morning I changed the ones in our bedroom. So we're not late for work in the morning. And I'm down here getting ready to stream, and I'm looking at the clock on my computer, and it's an hour behind. The hours didn't change. Then that's funny. I'm trying to fix it, trying to set it. It wasn't working. Apparently, I had to sync up the times. Did that. Time updated fine. After I did that, my stream deck didn't want to work. Okay. So I had to restart the computer. And that brought Stream Deck back on. I had to open everything back up. So it's the little things today that we're getting in the way of starting the stream. Because I like to get the starting soon screen and start the stream 5 minutes before my schedule, which is again down below. But yeah, that's why I'm a minute or two after 4:30 Eastern time starting the stream today, because I had to restart my computer. But otherwise, we're doing all right. I hope everybody else is doing all right as well. I'm still moving over my Persona 5 vanilla streams over to YouTube under my same name. So if you're looking for the Persona 5 Royal or Persona 4 Golden streams and they've disappeared from Twitch, you can go see them over there. Again, I'm doing Persona 5 Vanilla right now. I'll start doing some of the Danganronpa shortly as well. before those start disappearing. And we're right on the cusp of getting affiliate. You know, I've done the streams, I've done the days, finally hit the followers last week. Now we need to get, you know, an average of 3 viewers per stream, and we're at 2.9 right now. So if we can get, you know, a bunch of people to come on in and watch for a day or two, we'll get that number over 3. So if you feel like following social media, there's those links there. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, chat about games, memes, all that good stuff. Any suggestions, feel free to let me know. I'll see what I can do. But yeah, you want to come on in, you want to lurk, you're more than welcome to. Again, we have a lurk command. We have a BRB command. If you have to, you know, pop out and come back. I have an exclamation point return to return from your lurk or return from your BRB. I think I activated the 8-ball. I don't remember. I think I did. And then I have a couple, you know, couple other commands that are available to everyone. So I'm still here trying to warm up my hands before I start playing this game. I can't wait till the warmer weather. So, once again, I want to apologize for the technical issues we had in yesterday's stream. Again, when we blow a fuse or pop a circuit breaker in the house, it's one of the circuit breakers for the kitchen. And the power for the internet box is tied to the kitchen. So when that goes, I lose internet. And then we reset it. Thought everything was coming back yesterday, and it popped again. So had a little issue there for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes while we're trying to get everything back working. Thank you to those that stuck around till the stream came back. Alright, I think my hands are pretty good. I think I'm ready to see if we can find out who whacked Sakura. She was found in a quote-unquote locked room yesterday. And they made, you know, Sakura and Hina made a point of saying that there was poison in the chem lab, and it was clearly labeled. And also they had that protein Zyme X or whatever it is, their protein powder. And I called it. I said somebody's going to poison some food, because also they were, you know, they kept stressing eating, or eating till you drop, you know, eating till you puke, something like that. So I know how she died. She ingested poison. The who is what I got to find out. Again, I'm guessing the why is because she was Monokuma's spy, or the mastermind spy. So I was wrong on that. I thought that was, I thought the spy was Kyoko, and it's not. So I'm wondering now if Monokuma and Kyoko are the same person. It's going to be interesting. So, all right. As much as I don't want to break up Pretzel Rocks' beat here, we're going to pause that and close that out. And we're going to bring up Danganronpa.
Danganronpa.
Good times. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take for us to get to the class trial portion, but I always do the trial separate. So, this will be the investigation. Yeah. Protein Zynex. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob so he couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So...
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. That's right. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem Lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the Chem Lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. Huh? What is?
Hey,
You see what's scattered around the can? Glass. Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside. I don't think so. Because if that were the case, the glass would be on top, not underneath.
correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can, they are also underneath it. Why does that matter?
So...
Can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue? I'm not sure I see how. I do. Empty protein drink has been added to the truth bullets. What say you, Kuya? What do you want? You're bothering me, so go away. He's not even trying to hide how much he despises me. I'd better go before he crushes my soul completely. Talk to Kyoko.
However,
But for Sakura to have been killed, yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
it's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly, they would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her. What's about anything with the clock? Roughly an hour ago. Was that when Kyoko and I were moving alter ego? What's up, Pina? We already know who did it.
I won't forgive you.
Kuya, Toko, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. Interesting. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon? The Monokuma file said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her, by force even, this never would have happened. Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. Yeah. Hina's account has been added. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying, might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly.
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. That is true? I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Kuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. Kuya's account's been added. Alright, what's this note? What's this piece of handkerchief? This looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
Ah, that's... Do you recognize it, Hina?
Well...
Well, yeah. I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura? I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much?
I mean...
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now they've lost all their flavor. Hina. Polka dot candy wrapper. This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. No evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening, and there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. Grinding for Q2. Giant level gaps between bosses. And, you know, the Q2 follow the same, like, battle mechanics as the first one, where you set the entire party's attack beforehand. Because I can see how that can be an issue. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. Recommend door has been added. Okay. I do have to check Sakura. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. We got a pawn, a rook, a bishop, and a king. So we got a knight. We got the knight and the queen missing. Some minor differences, but yeah, okay. What I'm wondering is how'd they get those figures inside the bottles?
So...
First boss, you're fine at level 10, but the second boss you need around 30. Wow, yeah, that's a hell of a gap. What's up, Jago? Welcome in. Nice to see you again. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well today. It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside it? You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have.
In other words...
So this is the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. Yes, a Monokuma in a bottle. Monokuma bottle's been added to the truth section. Again, they're chess pieces. It looks like a pawn, a rook, a bishop, and a king. So the knight and the queen are missing. I'm doing well, Jaco. Again, I said at the beginning of the stream, I banged my finger at the fire hall to do my checklist today, but otherwise I'm alright. What's this stuff here? Shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Yep, glass shards have been added. Oh, there's something else in the ground near the glass. Oh, there's the knight piece. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. Figure on the floor has been added. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things little by little. I'm not. The Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle, which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass in the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. I highly doubt that... it was okay, Jago. Again, I've done worse to myself. I highly doubt that this would have knocked out Sakura. She was a hell of a girl. This is where she vomited up blood. There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. Must have come from Sakura, right? That doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Magazine blood stain, okay. The same shelf full of magazines. There's all different kinds, yep. Before I examine Sakura herself, the locker's open. And there on the inside, it's a handprint?
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and it left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
And it looks quite fresh, too. I say someone was hiding here in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hidden here until the locked room was open, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group?
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Huh? Why not?
Hey.
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? We did, and that locker was already open. I noticed that. Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
Indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then what does this handprint mean? Locker handprints added. Alright. Now we gotta do it. Sorry, Sakura. Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her, but according to the Monokuma file, she also vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So what would have caused her to vomit blood? Poison. Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. State of Sakura's body. Yep. Maybe her getting hit in the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood. Not a chance. Yes, Kuya, I agree. Kuya.
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
So then.
Then you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
Listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided. She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right, I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Okay. Oh, yeah. Those other 2 probably went back to their rooms. Wow. Just warped me right back. Yeah, Kyoko being Kyoko. Taka's dead. Mondo's dead. Sayaka's dead. Kuya is over there watching. Junko's dead. Yes. Crazy lady. I pressed the doorbell. Bing bong. And after a few seconds... Hi, Toko.
Who's there?
The most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
Well, what do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
You said you wanted to talk to me about something? If it's something indecent, get ready for a sexual harassment lawsuit. Well, where is she? Oh, there she is. Well, let me back up here. I don't want to be that close to you.
What do you want?
You know, you're always talking about how indecent things are, but you're always the one who brings it up in the first place, you know? What?
What the heck?
You think you can beat me in a battle of wits? You're nothing. That's not what I'm trying to do. Don't bother. The only one who's allowed to accuse me is Master. Oh, here we go. Horny jail. My heart and soul belong to him. Ah. I need to pump the brakes in this situation. Huh? Awkward silence.
What do you want?
I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you. First, hey, Miss Mono, welcome into the stream. Hope you're doing well today. And yes, Jago, all the people are dying one by one. I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you. What?
Well...
I don't know what you're talking about. Kuya already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? Oh, I just said 2, didn't I? Ah, busted. I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it? I admit I did get the note, but I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but accept that as fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Alright, we got Toko's account. Alright, Hero. Yeah, Junko dead. Chihiro, my guy dead. Celeste dead. Hina in shambles. Sakura dead. Leon dead. Hero we got to chat with. And Hifumi dead. All dead. All gone. Press the doorbell. And after a few seconds.
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Okay. Where'd you disappear to, Hero? There you go.
You know?
Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
What?
How'd you know about that? Okay, that confirms all 3.
Could it be?
Well, did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she asked Kuya and Toko to come too. So it sounds like Kuya and Toko never went, but Hiro did. What? When did Sakura tell you that?
What?
Oh, well.
When
she asked me to meet her, of course. No. Wait a minute. We were told that she wrote notes, not talked directly. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note.
How about that?
She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like in passing. Hero, you're not making yourself look good. You're really not. You're giving me reason to you're sus. I'm a soft to soft medium sus on Hero right now. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura?
You got it all wrong.
No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually,
The last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office.
don't look at me.
I haven't seen her since then. Then how did she tell you in person and give you the note to go meet her? While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hero was feeling around in his pockets.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, it looks like I don't have it anymore. So once again, he threw out a note. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Is it the note or is it a candy wrapper? Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Bingo! Candy wrapper.
Huh? What?
Oh, Hiro. Hiro, you are not looking good, my friend. Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went. Yeah, Jago, he is just throwing super sus on himself. So, well, if you'll excuse me, before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. Pocket trash. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe we should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So where should I start? We're gonna take a little field trip. Yeah, right now my sus is on Hiro. Not to mention, he would fit. I think he would fit fairly well in the locker. The only thing I can think of is Hiro hid in the locker. Maybe stunned Sakura with the Monokuma bottle. But that's obviously definitely not what killed her. Where the hell am I going? Yeah, I passed him. She was definitely poisoned. How the Monokuma bottles come into play, I'm not quite sure yet. I'm going to go up first. And then come down. Hi. Okay, straight and then to the right. Oh, we got some broken shit here. Hi, Kuya. How you doing? So, did you find out anything? Somehow I can sense him saying, "Leave me alone," without him even having to say it. This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. It looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more important right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. A, B, C, D. Let's see, what's on this shelf? There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers in this shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number. Wrong. There's a C right there. And it's got a skull and crossbones. So I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit section A. Huh? But wait. There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it here on accident? I don't think so. No, hold on. Where's my truth bullets? Chem A2. Okay. So on this shelf is... It looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. They're reagents. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? You must truly be bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh?
What?
What, you think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world?
That's fine.
The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number. So I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit, section B. I don't see anything out of ordinary here. In which case, I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. Shelf C. This is where all the poisons are, and there's a gap. One look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit, section C. I should try to find out more about the shelving unit. Looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. But what concerns me is that in Section A there was a bottle with a label from Section C. What a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on there. Chem lab shelf has been added to the truth bullets. Okay, yeah. Okay, yep. No, this one. Okay. Somebody stepped in it. These are footprints. And they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
What?
Well, let's go. Chop, chop. Okay. So I got to work, and before long, I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. So how's this? Not bad. For you, I mean. For me.
I see.
So when you look at it like this, interesting. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the footprints. I see one footprint aimed away from the shelf. Just one. All the others are aimed towards pretty much towards the shelf. I mean, the one right next to the shelf is leading away, but it would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must be...
Certainly possible.
Makoto, are they yours? No!
What?
Okay, then let me see your shoes, and I'll confirm their size for myself. Couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Kuya said. I see, your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately? But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. Then these prints are a really valuable clue. Now, if Makoto's feet are too big, these have to be the footprints of a slight individual. I don't know if I would think Kuya and my footprints are about the same. Hiro is a tall son of a gun, so those are probably not his. Kyoko's been with us. They're either Hina's or Toko's. No, I did the footprints. Yes. Yes, I know they are. I want the powder itself. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. Better not leave a footprint. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? It looks like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? Alright, Kuya, lay it on me. I was on the 4th floor this morning checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this. Then this powder must have been spilled.
So, in other words,
That's right. It could only have been around the time of the incident. If that really is when it happened, it must be related to the case somehow. Source of the powder's been added. Hold on. You got her? Okay. We should probably take a good hard look at that powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. It looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4, and clearly a skull and crossbones. Also, it looks like someone left some footprints in that powder. Based on the position, yep, left side of the shelf, I got that. According to Kuya, the powder would have to have been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. Okay, now we got footprints. I've already taken a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should take another look around the rec room. Okay, can't even look at anything else. It's just a monitor. Okay, field trip downstairs. I like the floor. The grating, it almost looks like it'd fall through. We are heading downstairs.
Hey,
So Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me. Oh,
I see.
I see. So along with Kuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Oh, absolutely they're lying. Someone's lying?
Anyway,
Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These 3 things have revealed new clues. You do well to look them over one more time. Okay, I shall do that. These are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. Glass is all red, yep. Originally the bottle, top of that near the glass is the Monokuma figure. Okay, so we gotta check these bottles. I think Kyoko said she'd found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Well, yeah, there's 2 missing. Something new.
hey,
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it. A correlation? Yeah, they're all chess pieces. Hey, Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is?
so...
I don't mind guiding you toward clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusion so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. It's not just because you don't trust me, right? Silence. No answer. I do trust you, to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree. Monokuma bottle has been updated in the truth bullet section.
Hey,
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? It all depends. You're going to hit me with them? An experiment?
anyway,
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces, too. Huh? Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like that?
that doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Kuya's not here, so...
So then,
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass. With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I better just do it. Took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting other broken bottle pieces. Where the hell do we get a broom and dustpan from? I see no broom and dustpan in this room. And just as I finished up. Sorry to keep you waiting.
so then,
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So what kind of experiment are we doing?
in other words,
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The pieces of glass you collected and one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
Listen.
First, let's compare the weight of two of the normal Monokuma bottles. Okay. It's balanced, so they weigh the same.
In other words,
Which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Okay? Make sense? The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same and nothing else could really affect the weight.
so then,
Now here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now what might we expect to see? It'll be lighter because there's no Monokuma piece. Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and there.
so then,
Okay, let's give it a try. Huh? Wow. Heavier? The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought. What?
In other words,
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles. Put it all together.
hey,
And I believe you'll arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So what do you think? It's all on you. Monokuma bottle experiment. Okay. She said the magazine rack as well. Clue. Hey, one of the magazines is upside down. Did someone put it back that way on accident?
hey,
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This... Whoa, hey! Ho! What the hell? What is going on here? Now the question is, did Toko... I don't think Toko would have done that herself. Obviously, because Toko hates blood. Did Sakura have enough strength to do it herself? Or is Hiro trying to set up Toko? Again. Is somebody trying to set up Toko again? This is, on one of the pages near the center of the magazine, a word had been written in bold, bloody letters. And it said Toko. Could this be a dying message?
correct.
Then it would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this?
So,
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message.
however,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. Yes, all three answers. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that... That says Toko, right? Yeah, looks like it.
What the heck?
Then she's the killer, right? Whoa, Hina. Calm your little memories down. Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet.
I won't forgive you.
It's settled. She's the killer for sure. Are we going to have to do a bullet time battle with you this case because you're sure Toko did it? That's inclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I can see why you would think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. Magazine message added. Okay. Locker 2. Locker's open there on the inside. It's a handprint.
why?
What's the handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
It looks quite fresh. Yep. Hiding locker. Yep. No, there's no way the killer was in there when we opened the door. Yep.
Hey,
Yep, I know. Okay. Yeah, it was already open. Bullet
Indeed.
time spasm. Yep. So then what does handprint mean? What does it all mean, Basil? According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
just a second.
Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but...
Hey,
Don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
Whew.
There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. I've had to touch a couple dead bodies in my career. Okay. It's not pretty, but there are things that have to be done. Oh. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although there are still some times, can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
It's true.
It's totally normal. And how can you?
So...
I mention this because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. Whoa, hey! What are you, a coroner? What? Sorry, never mind.
Hey,
More importantly, look here. There's that yellow powder on her shoe. Her shoes.
correct.
You see that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1. Now, see, the question is, did that powder get on her shoe when the bottle fell? Or did that powder get on her shoe from someone stepping on it to get up to her face?
Hey,
Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
it's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot, so let me just explain.
It would seem...
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. Well, yeah, there's 2 bottles missing. 2 blows.
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one. So she was already dead when she was struck.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. Kyoko's examination has been added. We got a lot of bullet summaries. Can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. Are you shitting me? Is that it?
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake. Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I?
What?
Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
We've only been streaming an hour. It's already time, but the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. Let's make it happen, Captain. All right. I am... Oops! What do you mean, oops? Was there more to do? Was it cut short because of the story? If I'd have known that, I'd have jump skipped and all that good stuff. I don't know, Jago, but I will tell you this, as I always do. I'm going to save here. It's not a bad oops? Okay. That was everything? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Yoshi and Miss Mono. I'm like, holy crap. This case is like the second case. Oh, just Monokuma being oops. This case is like the second case. I have no idea what the hell has happened or what's going on. All I know is Sakura was poisoned. Okay? Odds are there was poison put in her protein powder. And that's how she died. And then somebody tried to... Either she wasn't going out quickly or somebody wanted to try and hide the cause of death and whacked her twice with the bottles. The queen bottle and the night bottle. Yeah, Monokuma's a bad bear. Okay, well, I was only going to do the investigation today, not do the trial, but we're only an hour in, and I'm not going to stop the stream right now, so it looks like we're having a class trial. I might actually go overtime today. Monokuma made his announcement and everyone began to meet up one after another. Wow, this elevator is getting so empty. And then, the ultimate martial artist. A locked room murder mystery.
What?
What the? This is the first time he's shown up in the elevator. Oh, I've just recently discovered the power of emoticons. Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face, it turns positive. Oh, you son of a bitch, Monokuma.
Yes, indeed.
For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body. Fucker. This is just plain creepy.
Well,
And how about the reverse?
phew.
No matter how great something is, if you put it in a sad face, it makes it look super negative.
Yes, indeed.
For example, do you have 100 friends? He's right, that does make it seem sad.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Now then, please go on the elevator. I'll see you all down there. He's doing a little dance. He's doing the Kirby dance. The hell was that? I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me.
I don't think I'm acting casual. This is terrible, Smiley. Again, I did mention in the Discord. Again, I'll throw those links up there if you wanna come join us in there. I did put in the Discord that I do have a list of emotes that I have planned out. I don't think he's right about that. Yeah, no. I have a list of the emotes and the sub badges and the channel points icon. Now I just got to find somebody who's got some open commissions, because I actually have a list. I think it's like 21 emotes. The emotes are going to be based on the characters of Final Fantasy IV. The sub badges are going to be based on the summons, or the eidolons, as they were more recently called. I call them summons. The summons of Final Fantasy IV, and then the channel points are going to be the crystals, or a crystal. So, as soon as I can find somebody that I can throw money at to make me some emotes, I can get some ready and get them over to Twitch once I get affiliate. So I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean.
I mean, I didn't murder anyone. Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer? Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough, because there can be no doubt one of us is the culprit. Now, see, I wonder if this is where Monokuma is going to come in and he's actually the murderer. The killer, the one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I knew. And yet someone killed her. And that person is here. That person is one of us? That was actually a question, not a statement.
Don't look at me.
Said it before and I'll say it again. It wasn't me. The culprit is one of us. Make no mistake about that. Because I didn't do it. How many times do I have to tell you? How could you just stand there and say you didn't do it without even breaking a sweat?
Hey,
Standing around here isn't going to do any good. Let's get going. Hina and Hiro are my two susses. Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way towards the elevator, but with each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. We climbed into our steel prison in total silence. We watched the doors close, and I felt it begin its sinister descent. Look at how empty this elevator is. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clunking sounds. Fell lower and lower. So I mean, just looking at the people's feet here. It was Hina and Toko have the smallest feet. Kuya's and mine, Makoto's are about the same size. Hiro's might be a little smaller. And then, of course, there's Kyoko. And as suddenly as always, the ride was over. The doors opened once again. Just the 6 of you, huh? Really? Looks like the courtroom has changed again.
This is kind of depressing.
That's so few. You must be so lonely. You say that like it's not your fault we're all that's left. I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again? Or will your school life come to an end completely?
Now then.
Are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened for the 4th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. A deadly class trial. So let's go over our truth bullets here. We got the Monokuma file. Oh yeah, 21. That's the most so far. When she died, there's evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head, but no other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point, the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood because she was poisoned. Chair had been jammed against the door within the rec room, blocking access from the outside. It is believed that the killer did this to create a locked room scenario. Sakura was found dead, seated in a chair, slumping forward. Traces of blood were found around her mouth, presumably from when she vomited blood. However, there is no injury or indication as to why she would have vomited blood. She was poisoned. Anybody that knows about poisons knows that you vomit. Bloodstain was found in front of the shelf of magazines. The blood is presumed to be Sakura's. There's currently no explanation for how a bloodstain would have appeared so far away from where the victim was found, because that's where she puked. At one point, Hina had been injured and taken to the nurse's office. After she was taken care of, she gave a piece of candy to Sakura, which had this type of wrapper. According to Hina, she had monopolized this candy as soon as it had become available, so obtaining a piece would have been difficult to impossible. Which Hiro blew his cover. There were pieces of red glass scattered near the table in the rec room. After finding the top and bottom pieces, it was concluded that the shards must have come from a bottle. A Monokuma figure was found laying on the rec room floor. It would fit roughly in the palm of your hand. And again, it's the knight. We're just missing the queen. Whoever has the queen is the murderer. There are a number of red bottles on a shelf in the rec room. Inside each bottle is a Monokuma figure. Additionally, there seems to be some kind of unknown correlation between the bottles. I can see it right off. An empty protein drink was found near the rec room door. The container had a label reading Chem A2. The shards of glass from the window that was broken to get into the room were found both around and underneath the container. I wonder if the container was sitting on the chair. A fresh handprint was found inside the rec room's open locker. Since the locker was opened before they opened the locked room, there was no way someone was hiding in there before they arrived. Sakura had written notes to Toko, Kuya, and Hiro, asking them to meet her in the rec room by noon. She had slid these notes underneath each person's room door. And that's a contradiction to what Hiro told us. Kuya confirmed that he received Sakura's note, but also claimed that he never went to see her, and in fact had not seen her at all that day. Hey, 12/21, my birthday. Toko confirmed that she received Sakura's note, but also claimed that she never went to see her. A small bit of garbage accidentally fell out of Hiro's pocket. It was a piece of paper with red polka dots on it. Yellow powder was found on the instep of Sakura's foot. Again, was it there because somebody stepped on her foot? Or was she the one that knocked over the bottle in the chem lab? Sakura suffered 2 blows to the head, not 1. No blood was found on either of her hands. All the Monokuma bottles appeared to be roughly the same weight. However, when the bottle shards were weighed against the intact bottle, the shards were found to be heavier. Question is, why were they heavier? On the magazine shelf, one magazine had been put back upside down. Inside this magazine, Toko's name had been written in blood. It is assumed that whoever wrote this used their finger to do so. On the shelf in the chem lab, Section A contains supplements, Section B contains reagents, and Section C contains harmful chemicals. A bottle of poison labeled as Section C had been placed in Section A of the shelf. There was a broken bottle in front of the chem lab shelf, which was labeled Chem C4. The powder on the floor is assumed to have come from this. According to Kuya, the powder would have had to have been spilled after the incident took place. Someone had left footprints in the powder spilled in the chem lab. These footprints appeared only near the leftmost section of the shelf. From this, it can be assumed that the suspect only had business in this area. That's it. Set our skills. I really don't need more time. Cool and composed, you get. There's a lot of skills I don't have. Increases bullet capacity affected during bullet time battle. I really don't need that. I think I'm set with the skills, apparently. Alright, folks. Here we go.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
The blackened.
Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
Whoa, deja vu.
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
Hina seems really sure that one of those 3 is the killer. But she must have some reason for believing that. Starting already. Hina's account.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get.
Holy shit. I didn't get anything out of that. Some concrete reason why Hina suspects those 3 specifically. I'm sure she mentioned it before.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get.
Concrete is what he suspected them.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
No, that's wrong.
That's what I thought it was.
Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
Can't disagree with Hina. There's good reason to suspect all three of them. Then does that mean one of them did it? Pocket trash. Okay.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all three of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here. I never saw her.
No, that's wrong.
No, you're wrong. That was an easy one.
Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's,
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
well, I mean, yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
I don't know, Hiro.
When? When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
But what Hiro said can't be right. Because Sakura could only have gotten the candy after the incident in the nurse's office. And the reason I know that is when Sakura was given that candy.
I got it! I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it.
Busted.
I mean, what I meant was...
Damn it. It was just a slip of the tongue.
Oh, that's right. I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Why the sudden hostility?
But we just talked. That's all. I didn't do anything. You gotta believe me.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
More hostility.
It's not just normal hostility. You're the real culprit. I even have proof.
There's a famous line. I want to say it's from... God, it was from Hamlet. Methinks thou doth protest too much? No, or is it Romeo and Juliet? I vaguely remember Hamlet, and I never read Romeo and Juliet, but... Methinks thou doth protest too much.
Huh? Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message.
What would a shining message even be?
At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right?
How did Hiro know that? We never told Hiro that. He wasn't there.
It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
No, Hero. We never told you that.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
Oh, come on, man.
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do ya?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Thanks, Kyoko.
Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime. So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Why, Hero? Why? Huh? Hold on. But when Kyoko found the magazine with the dying message in it, it was on the magazine shelf.
I got it! Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Nope.
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
There's definitely something strange about it. Kyoko found the dying message during the investigation, in which case, that clearly contradicts what Hiro told us. Right? He could have no idea that was written there. Magazine dying message. Okay.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
He said he saw the dying message when he first found the body, but at that time, where was the magazine?
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
I think it's the magazine shelf. But at the time, where's the magazine? Yes.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
No!
I can tell you when
Damn
I
it!
found the dying message.
I missed it.
It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
There was a second.
problem?
There was a second
said makes total
crappy
sense.
line in my way.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying
Oh, it went
message.
away because I shot
When
it.
Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out,
I shot it, so I
saw
had.
her final words.
What's your problem?
Yes, bad purple.
What I said makes total sense.
Shut up, Hero.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
Got it.
No, that's wrong.
No, you're wrong. One thing I do like.
When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby.
One thing I do like is you know if you got something right, if you got something wrong. Because if you got it right, obviously it'll, in the bullet time, this part, it'll break the message. And if you got it wrong, it'll like bounce back. So that I do like.
That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then. Tell us the truth, Hero. When did you see the message?
When he wrote it.
Hold on. You're focusing on the wrong part. Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is.
Read the Vienna sausage.
I don't even know where to begin with that one. He's just trying to confuse us.
Once again, Toko's trying to get
Actually,
framed.
Can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Yeah?
Nope.
I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message.
Nope, because she didn't have blood on her hands.
100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
Without a doubt. No, I absolutely do doubt it. There's no way Sakura wrote that message. Because the moment of truth. Oh, we're doing a bullet time battle.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap.
This is probably my least favorite part of these goddamn trials. Is this bullet time battle.
The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest.
There we go.
Can't hear you, can't hear you. Show me the proof.
This should prove it.
I forgot how to reload.
I'm convinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But
You may be the oldest, but your IQ isn't. Guys that think we should believe it. I didn't see his HP. I don't focus on the top. I'm just looking at the bottom and trying to time the number. Trying to time the shit. And I hate it. That's worst. I'm glad that bullet time is over. Fuck that shit.
both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Did he have a lot? I'll have to go back and look.
Who did write it?
Hero could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Ah! He admits it!
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her!
You're admitting to killing her?
Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
Whoa, what the fuck is going on?
Just did exactly as the note asked. What a fool.
And when I got there...
Now, he may be a fool, but remember, this isn't the first time he went somewhere after being asked to go somewhere by a note. That's how Celeste and Hifumi were able to knock him out and shove him in the Robo Justice costume. Because he showed up when the note asked him to. Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet as well. Okay. Would you like a piece of candy? It might help give you some energy. Oh, sure, thanks.
And that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy.
That's not what killed her.
Death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
Agreed.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
He said he wrote... So what is it that Hiro did that doesn't make sense? Writing the name in blood. What would he have had to do? What he'd do after writing... What he would have had to do after writing the message doesn't make sense. Why the magazine was... Why didn't he use Sakura's finger? Why didn't Hiro put blood on Sakura's finger to make it look like she'd written it? I just panicked. I didn't even think about that. You wouldn't have thought of that even if you didn't panic. Anyway, that's not the point I was trying to make. Shit! I'm almost dead here. Then why the magazine was hidden.
I got it! That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it? By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh, well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
So the real killer's the one who hit it.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Then he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Someone who wouldn't like what had been written. There's only one choice. Toko.
I got it!
Toko's the only one.
It had to be Toko, right? Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Was he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room? Why would I have... Wait, but more important, that doesn't even matter. We already know who did it, right? Hiro just admitted it.
That's
No.
Right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
No.
What do you mean?
Refill my hearts, please.
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious. That's just... I don't believe it.
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
We haven't reached the end of the case just yet. Hiro isn't the real killer. And I have to prove that. Please refill my hearts. Okay. I got 3 bullets.
I didn't want to, but
I got a little back.
I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby. And I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered. And she went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hiro really is the killer.
No. Is EY actor voicing? I don't know. Hiro hit Sakura, that's sure, but this doesn't end there. Something that proves that the wounds on her head. Yes, I know.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby. And I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
No, that's wrong.
Nope, she was hit twice.
If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
Examines dead bodies
But
as a hobby.
I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles. Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used.
It is Kaji? Okay, cool.
Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right? And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
Yep, the chess piece. The correlation between the Monokuma bottles feels like it's starting to become clear. Oh, I feel like it's starting to become clear. That connection must be... It's the object that the Monokuma figure inside each bottle is holding. The Hangman's Gambit. It's chess piece. Where's the C? No, C. I need a P. P-I-E.
Now I understand.
It's the chess piece.
That's it. The chess pieces. Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was
The knight.
the knight, if I remember.
So the queen is missing.
So, what's that matter?
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4.
Yep.
And on the ground was the knight.
So the queen is missing.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
Good,
So
Hina.
we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while one apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Yeah.
Shogi.
Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case.
It would explain the second hit.
That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Now I
Think about
know.
what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
I got it. That is why the broken pieces are heavier than one bottle. Because it was 2 bottles. I got it. Just put it together. Wait, then the bottle that was missing, it was broken.
I got it! The bottle must have been broken.
What makes you so sure?
P5
Because
for
there
Fumi is
was
happy, yeah.
evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
It wasn't just a single broken bottle, and the evidence that proves that is... Kyoko and I figured it out before. The Monokuma bottle experiment.
I got it!
Hey, I'm getting hearts back.
Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is
Yep.
there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime.
Yes, there was.
But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside.
Right, so they probably picked up the biggest pieces, the top and
But
the
when
bottom.
they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces. Which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
There can be no doubt that the second missing Monokuma bottle is involved in this case. It must have been used by Sakura's second attacker.
I got it! The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
But they were sloppy.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait, I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her.
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am. Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Uh-oh.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room. Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
Toko,
You just now decided to share that with us?
Toko hid in the locker.
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
Yes, the locker.
Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Whoa, why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
No, it's not ridiculous at all. I need proof that shows Toko was hiding in the rec room. And I have it. She left it there for anyone to find. Her handprint, a new element has been added. Fuck me! Are you serious? We're in the 4th case and they're still introducing new shit? Yes, I want to know. So far, you've probably been pressing the Y button during your final strike without a second thought. But from now on, you're going to have to pay a little extra attention to your finishing blow. Now you have to choose the proper truth bullet to use during your coup de grace. Are you fucking kidding me? I hate bullet time battles! Oh. Unbelievable. I might have to redo this bullet time battle. You'll select it the same way during the non-stop debate. Simply pressing the L button. Also, like the debate, if your logic difficulty is set to kind, you'll have fewer bullets to choose from. But for educational purposes, we're going to pretend you're set to mean. We're going to set to... Fuck you, game! Oh, by the way, you're about halfway through the game now. Go you. You fucks. Well, then good luck and have fun! Ah, yeah, wow, game. Jago, I'm being screwed hardcore by this game. Another bullet time battle.
It's a lie. I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No. That's enough. I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you.
I don't see what she has. I'm not looking.
This should prove it.
Does she have really high
Print behind on the inside of the locker.
does she have really high HP as well? You wanna know what? I might have to actually go back and either look it up on YouTube or go back and review the stream, because I am looking nowhere near the top. I am looking nowhere at the top. I am focused on that circle and where I have to hit the buttons.
They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up, right?
Stop wasting my time.
Well, she has more than me.
Just tell us the truth.
Shocker, she has more than me.
It's my handprint.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
Then you killed Sakura! No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
Straight up again?
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk. Now.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on,
I don't know what's happening.
so I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
Yeah, it's kind of funny how Toko just listens to Kuya all the time, every time.
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around, there was Sakura covered in blood and staring right at me. When I saw all that blood, I fainted right there in front
That's
of
a
the
lie.
magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
That's a lie.
Guess who's back?
It was your fault after all.
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
All right, Toko just said when she turned around and saw Sakura covered in blood, she fainted. The only blood that was on Sakura's head was the little bit coming out of her mouth. I'm starting to think that Kuya is the ultimate mastermind behind this one.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories. So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... Splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible. No, she's terrible. Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever.
There is no blood on her face. Sakura was found dead. Traces of blood were found around her mouth, presumably from where she vomited blood. However, there's no injury or indication as to why she would have vomited blood. No. They both said that there was blood on her face. They're lying.
And when it was all over, You collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me.
Someone might have wiped it off. That's entirely possible, Yoshi. But we never. Well, again, we didn't find any trace of anything getting wiped off.
Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack no problem.
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on. That's, you know. But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre. So that's good.
I'm thinking that they were both able to sneak up on her and whack her because she was already succumbing to the poison. So that's good. Keep talking like that and Hina's gonna...
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
No. Huh? I thought for sure you'd have some words for Hiro on that one.
What's wrong? Come on, everyone. We're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
Hina.
No, not quite yet.
Huh? Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd. Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
It wasn't?
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling.
It's not over yet, is it? The one who killed Sakura is...
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
And you were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
So if the second shot from Toko is what killed Sakura, then the problem is, where did Sakura die?
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
And you were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
Are you shitting me? Apparently I gotta slow down time.
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
And you were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
Yeah,
And where
that was
did the
a...
attack take place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
No, that's wrong.
I was hitting the wrong button.
We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
Hitboxes, yeah.
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
Is this going to be another self-report by Hina? I mean, the last case, there was a self-report by Celeste. Is Hina going to be another? It has to be it. The evidence that proves there was an attack in front of the magazine shelf.
got it! Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right?
Not a chance in hell.
All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Not a fucking chance in hell. Because there's no way Toko would be able to heave that heave that big hunk of woman into the sea.
Come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors. There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Yep.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
So she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door?
Nope.
And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
Nope.
No, I don't think that's possible.
The reason there's no way Toko was hiding in the locker is because I saw it for myself.
I got it!
Sweet. I'm getting
Even
hearts back.
Before we open the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Yes. Now see, I was in the locker. Now see, both Hiro and Toko and Genocide Jill, when they told their story, Sakura had blood on her face and in her hair. Here's another shot. There is no blood on her face and hair. She was cleaned up. Cleaned up maybe by somebody who loved her and wanted to take care of her. Hina is starting to be sus now. Again, I think Hina poisoned her, maybe with a piece of candy. Just a little blood on the mouth, right? And the blood on the floor. I wonder if Hina poisoned her with the candy.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much.
That smile with the tongue is creepy.
You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
Oh, yeah, there is.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
Or the shots, plural, yes.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
No, not Mona.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
She vomited blood. Could we really be missing something so important? Yes. If there's another possible explanation, maybe it's she was poisoned. All right. What's my bullet this time? The yellow powder Monokuma file or Hina's account? Interesting.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
There's one place I might find a clue. It'd have to be written in there.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
Nope, nope. Come on, Makoto, don't climb up now. Fuck, I fucked up.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, Then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
If there's one place I might find a clue, it had to be written in there. It's the Monokuma file.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot.
No, that's wrong. According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
Nope.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You looked in her mouth?
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
Thank you, Jill.
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
The poison.
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Thank you.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
You're making me go all weak in the knee!
Oh, Jesus. Horny jail.
Poisoned? It isn't possible.
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
Please enlighten us, Kuya.
Can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
The bottle of poison Kuya just showed us. I'm sure I know where he got it. Section A. It was on the same shelf as all the supplements. I'm positive. Section A.
I got it! The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Huh? You just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean this.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Kuya put the bottle of poison to his lips and...
Master!
We were so shocked at what we were seeing. All we could do was stand there and watch. But as if it were the most natural thing in the world, Kuya was as calm as ever. Because the contents were switched.
Ugh, that tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Kyoko took the bottle from Kuya and scraped out a bit of the contents with one finger. She touched her finger to her tongue.
It's protein powder.
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
The bottle of poison was actually filled with protein powder. Which would mean that conversely, the poison must have been in, could it be? Yep. That protein shaker bottle. Oh, it's protein drink. Bring that eye back.
Now I understand.
Give me some hearts back.
The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
I thought I was going to say protein shake, but it was protein drink.
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can.
And who is the only person who really knew and who really cared about the proteins? Sakura and Hina. Genocide Jill does not murder like that. Hiro, I think, is too dumb. Kuya is just too smug. It's either suicide or Hina.
Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Protein drink.
I got it!
Yeah, give me some
You're
hearts back.
saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
Still, suicide is still possible.
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
I agree,
No.
Kuya.
I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
The footprints. The evidence that shows who switched them. It has to be. Must be what we found in front of the shelf.
I got it!
Yeah, give me those hearts back.
Footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me.
Yes, Hina, I know it was you.
The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
Just as I suspected.
Yep.
The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
Sneakers, huh? The only people wearing sneakers here are me and Hina.
I got it! Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
These footprints must be... Makoto, are they yours? No! Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Just Hina.
Yep.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... the
Two of them are so close.
close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Hina, is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
I think this one... this hurts a bit. This one hurts me a bit. Similar to Mondo and Chihiro. Chihiro was the weaker individual looking for help from Mondo, and Mondo took advantage of that and killed him. This one, you have Hina and Sakura, who were the best of friends, and Hina took advantage of that to kill Sakura. This one hurts.
And then she downed it all at once. And then...
Hold it! I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them.
Still doesn't explain the locked room.
Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
Well, that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
Alright, this is really bugging the shit out of me. Kuya is starting to sweat. And it just hit me, it just hit me right now that in order to create a locked room murder mystery, you need very high intelligence. Very high intelligence. And Kuya's got it. Kuya's got the IQ to set up a locked room. And he was adamant with Hina about letting him be one of the ones that investigates. Fuck. This was just as confusing as the second trial.
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please, I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit.
Kuya's starting to sweat.
There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
Wrong.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
But if that's true, isn't that a little strange? Yes.
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
We have to
It's
contradict her with the
same thing
footprints.
No matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
I think everybody's got a guilty conscience. Hero for whacking her. Jill for whacking her again. Hina for handing her the powder. How long? Until we figure it out. Until I uncover the full truth of this case. But again, Kuya's got the intellect. Give me the footprints. Yep, footprints in the powder.
First, I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A.
No,
That's an easy one.
You said you went to get the poison from Section C, and that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah?
Yep,
What about it?
because of her feet.
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein.
There were no footprints anywhere near Section C.
But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A. That contradicts what you just said.
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
I was just nervous, so I didn't notice I'd left the footprint.
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well,
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
Yep.
well, you see...
What the hell? What's going on here?
Kuya, what'd you
And
do?
the footprints aren't the only problem with her account.
What?
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
Really?
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this.
A piece of
It
glass.
sunk to the bottom of the bottle. And the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then. Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Huh? Me?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
The shard of light blue glass Kyoko found in the bottle of poison. Think I remember now. I broke something the same shade of blue. The rec room window.
I got it! It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's
Good
so strange
question.
about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Where was the bottle of poison? Where was it the bottle of poison should have been when I broke the rec room window? Shit. Should have been Section C. No, it was Section A. God damn it. Like,
What's strange is that
yeah, okay.
I got it.
All right, I got half of that heart
The
back.
bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast.
Kuya.
I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
The reason she could say that is because there's evidence. There's proof that someone brought the protein can to the rec room after it was opened. Yeah, Kuya's losing it. He's toast.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible! It had to have been in there the whole time! It had to be! It was in there before the rec room was...
No, that's wrong.
No, you're wrong. Yeah, Kuya's
Remember
losing
how
it.
there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course! It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And
Take the
this
wrongness.
proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it...
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
Yep.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
If that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
Well, that's out the window now.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing.
Suicide.
We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
Sakura
It was
did it.
Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
The one who got the poison from the chem lab and brought it to the rec room. It had to have been Sakura. Yep, because I got my heart back.
It was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying!
Cool, you said please.
Why? Why would you lie like that?
No, it's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to Section C. Kyoko already showed me the evidence I need. Now I have to hit Hina with it. I have to make her accept it. Fuck! Don't tell me it's another bullet time battle. Fuck!
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you!
Yeah, a lot of people hate me. I have no idea what her hit points are either.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Do you have any kind of
This should prove it. Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled.
Yep, it splashed on her foot.
So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing. Which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, You didn't kill her.
The one that killed Sakura. The connection between Sakura and the poison. The unsolved mystery of the locked room. There's only one way to explain it.
Here's my answer. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
And now here's where our 20 minutes come in to put the case together.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up.
Everything matches up, right. I mean, that explains the whole locked room. She didn't want anybody coming in. She was whacked twice. After everybody left, she took the poison, locked the room. She was mad that, or I don't know about mad, but she was upset with people attacking Hina because of her and what she did. So to protect her friends, she took her own life.
Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it. All so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Because, of course, Sakura wanted to create the locked room.
got it! The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door. Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
I really do like the art style of these little schematics here, these screens. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous, the detail they put into the characters. She wanted to die with her. She wanted to die with her friend.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room.
You said you were going to go get everyone else.
But
Your
only
real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it?
because I think only Kuya showed up.
Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room...
I got everyone. Oh, ogre! Oh, so she's dead, huh? Sakura's been killed, I see.
While everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
Funny, Kuya, you did the same thing 2 cases ago.
No! No, 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 no! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is. Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
Yep. Okay. Let's see what we got here. So we got the pieces. This is Hina with the chem. The magazine upside down. There's the queen piece. Her hiding in the locker. The chemical. This is... Again, this is Sakura holding it. Hiro writing Toko's name. Slipping it under the door. The candy. So there's her slipping it under the door. Those two reading it. This has got to be Kuya reading it. She went there first. Shit. Hold on. Let me come down here. Alright, this is him writing Toko in the book. And then he booked it. She came out. Where's the magazine? Put the magazine upside down. This is her hitting the queen piece. This is they're showing the knight piece here. So that has to go there. This is her taking the chemical. This is us walking in. This is Hina picking up the chemical. This has got to be her putting it down. Okay, what am I missing here? Okay. All right, what's here? What do I have left? Oh, hold on. Nope, that's not this one. That's this one. glad I went back and looked. This has to be this. So this is her slipping it under the door. This is the three of them reading it. She went in, hid in the locker. She saw Sakura come out. Or she watched Sakura come in. That's what it was. She went to hide in the locker. She saw Sakura come in. Hiro came in, gave him a piece. He got freaked, saw the bottles, whacked her with one, and that's where the night piece came out. Saw the magazine, wrote Toko's name, and booked it. She's looking, she peeks out, sees the book, puts the magazine back upside down. Hears a growling Caesar, goes to grab. Genocide Jill comes out, and out comes the queen piece. She cleans up and hauls ass. Sakura's stunned, dizzy, takes the chemical, drinks it. We come in, see her, break the door down, find her. This is Hina. She sees the bottle, she pockets it. Leaves. Comes back, takes it out of her pocket, puts it on the ground. Let's see how well we did.
Here's exactly what happened. This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others, Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot. And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room.
Dun, dun.
Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name.
That's two people that have tried to
By
frame
writing her
Toko.
name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake.
She put it upside down.
She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura. And she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece.
And she said, "Feats don't fail me now."
And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive.
Yeah, those weren't going to take out Sakura.
So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened. Knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves.
She pulled a
an
Kuya, but in
attempt
reverse.
to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort was you, Hina. That's the full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened? But, Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
So technically, there's no blackened in this case. Well, I've gotten A's in every single case. Monokuma's going to be pissed. He can't kill anybody. Oh, this isn't going to end well.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot? I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote.
God damn that tongue.
Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
There is no blackened. Who is found guilty? The Monokuma vote. All Sakura. She's already dead.
Okay.
Yep, that's right. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
My entire existence!
Okay, we're done here.
What did you say?
So that's the whole truth, huh? I see. But there's still one thing I don't understand.
Come on.
Hina, why did you try to cover up what happened? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest of us.
What are you thinking?
And yet you... Why did you do that?
Don't be mean.
Yeah, we almost died there. Kuya, you did the same thing 2 cases ago. You tried to frame Genocide Jack. Toko. She should take that personally, actually.
What is this?
Because that's exactly what I wanted. Yep. Tried to... Well, again, we didn't know Genocide Jack was technically Genocide Jill at the time, but yes. He tried to frame Genocide Jack. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died is because all of you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why.
You should have been the one to die.
I couldn't let her be the only one that died.
What?
You don't mean you're going to take us all with you? We have to atone for our sins. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We all have to pay for our crimes.
What?
For real? That's...
What is this?
You still don't understand? Then let me explain. Do you realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Which is exactly what Monokuma wants. Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. That's... I found it on the ground in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note. Suicide note? Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. I'm not going to break into song right now. It's too depressing, but... It was right after Genocide Jack had attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran out after her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't have to worry about me. I'm fine. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this. It's my fault after all. But now you're suffering because of me.
No forgiveness!
You tried to protect me, but because of me...
I can't forgive this!
My closest friend got hurt. Sakura? Because of me, my friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault. Which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she asked to meet with them. You asked to meet with those 3? You can't. Don't you see how dangerous that is? Don't worry. I just want to talk to them.
But...
Talk about what? Listen, don't do it. If they all gang up on you at once, even you... Hina. Please don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy.
They're friends.
Oh, that hurts. Sakura. She clearly believed, she completely believed in all of us. If you just talked to her, you would have understood. She was a friend to all of us. I second that, Yoshi. Absolutely. And yet...
Why?
And yet... You trampled all over her feelings, and then you did the unthinkable. No, that was just a misunderstanding.
What are you saying?
Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you, and you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her.
I won't forgive you.
Do you have any idea how desperate she was, seeing you act like that? That's what her suicide note means. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand.
Why?
That's how far you pushed her. She was a rock. She was never going to give up until she beat the one person that she couldn't beat. I think that was her father or her grandfather, one of the two. But even after all that, she never gave up. but this pushed her to suicide. Sakura, what happened to you?
Hina.
You came. Wait right here, I'll help you out.
Hina.
Huh?
I'm so glad I got to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
Huh?
A favor?
Some protein.
Could I ask you to... Yeah, you got it. Just hang on. I'll be right back. That was the last conversation I had with her. So the chapter card of Hina taking a blow to the heart, this is what it is. Losing her best friend. I went to the chem lab to get the protein she asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. And that's when I realized. I saw that someone had taken something from the poison shelf. Sakura. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. But by the time I got there, it was already too late. That was Sakura's diversion. Sakura!
Please!
Let me in, please. Open the door.
Why? Why?
Why did she have to die? She had weaknesses, just like any other person. If she got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she felt it. That's weakness. That's normal. Now I think I really got something in my eye. And yet,
Why?
you all blamed her. I tried to protect her and I suffered for it. And that just added to the weight she had to carry. And I didn't even realize it. Hina. We killed her. All of us. We pushed her into a corner and we murdered her.
Why?
People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. And that's why you tried to lead us astray? You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Yeah, it forced me into 2 fucking bullet time battles. Sakura died hating all of us. I wanted to free her of her regrets. But even that got found out. In the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. I could never face her after this.
Hey!
I'm sorry to interrupt right when you're about to deliver the final tearjerker, but... 3 bad? Oh, that's right. One was against Hero. But it's just taking so long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was...
What is this?
I missed the... log. Oh. Just, I mean, do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died? What did you say? Everything you just said is nothing but your interpretation, right? Your own opinion on what her suicide note meant.
What are you saying?
Of course I know what she was thinking, because her and me...
In other words,
Well, what I'm really trying to say is...
yes, indeed.
Don't you think the entire foundation is shaky? What if it was really like this?
What the heck?
What is that?
Of course.
Isn't it obvious?
Yep.
A suicide note. Sakura's suicide note. What? But Hina already...
Too bad.
Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby. This is the one Sakura addressed to Hina and put in her room. Monokuma, you fuck.
Huh?
What? Then you lied to me?
Unbelievable.
Oh, don't say lie. It makes it sound so dirty. I just thought I'd liven things up a bit. Fuck, now he's fucking with the trials.
Well now.
I can't help it if you totally took my little scribbles at face value. It didn't even have Sakura's signature on it. You filthy little... I'm not filthy. I didn't do anything. Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the class trial? Case played out between you and you alone. You were the ones jerking each other around. Heck, even if the will had factored in, it still would have been between you guys. So what's the problem? This is all part of the production process, okay? And scene. Cut. Oh, you fucking dick.
And?
So then, what did she write in her real suicide note?
What are you gonna do?
I'm glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it using my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrator voice.
Hey!
But you know, haven't you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first place?
But hold on.
And isn't it just so unfortunate? Killing yourself is just so final, you know? It's unfortunate for you because you don't get to kill anybody. You can never hear the rest of their story. The truth is lost in darkness. Gives me the willies.
Enough already.
Could you get on with it, please?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, geez. Talk about a buzzkill. All right, here we go. Ahem. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was our first night in the strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
You see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it for over 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch, so even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it.
So that's the hostage, was Sakura's family dojo.
That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness. And because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind.
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reached another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive, I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything,
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
that's a powerful statement right there. Because I don't know about you out there, but I have been betrayed, and betrayed hard, by those who I thought I could call friend. And it hurt. And it was recent. That's what makes us a little more painful. That's how I came to feel. So that's why Sakura.
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Thanks, Jago. Of course, because of that, I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic? Or just moronic?
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me. Which is exactly what the Mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The Mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get this situation under control. And to fulfill that obligation, I've decided to do as the Mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
If the Mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I'm willing to give up my life.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
I've never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
Oh, God. I'm wondering what the noises are for. Makoto Nagi, 2010. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Red Wings. Welcome to the crew. Oh, you came in at a hell of a time. Then Sakura didn't feel cornered? She didn't die hating us?
No way!
She wanted to stop us from fighting. To protect us.
Correct.
Alright, I need a second. Alright. Let's see if I can get through this. She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. She tried to take on the plight of the world. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so much, no normal person could do that.
However,
It was only her limitless strength that made it possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm really truly sorry, but please don't be sad. If I can thwart the mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is the path that I have chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. But of course, Monokuma hid that from us. I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Kuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully then they'll see.
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible.
You're killing me, Sakura.
Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else. No matter what, just survive.
But
This is... I didn't understand how she felt. Not at all. I thought we were close, still.
What are you gonna do?
But in the end, all her meddling was like totally pointless.
Uh-oh.
She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyway. So I was right in a way. She killed herself to protect her friends. Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. In a way, yep. Because they still tried to kill each other. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly bit the big one.
Too bad.
She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead. She deserves it. Oh, you cruel beast. Now then, the next victim has been decided. What do you mean, next victim? Nobody here blames anyone.
Huh?
First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with that fake suicide note. I'm going to power through, Jago. We're almost done here. Then I'll take a break. But, I'm good. I'm alright. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste.
Say what?
Because she made us remember. We're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together. Now he's got to convince Kuya of that. Because he's the only outlier. Because if Kuya comes along, Toko will follow right along with him.
You know?
Hiro is always on board. Damn right. This is all because of our misplaced hatred.
Well,
I don't blame her. I can't blame her. And nobody can blame Hina either. But whether or not there was a spy never really mattered. Because the one we need to destroy is you. Nobody else.
What? What do you want?
What the heck? That's not how this is supposed to go. We're not having the despair effect that he's looking for.
How strange.
But anyway, are you sure about that? This killing game is a competition between all of you, remember?
Hey!
Your enemy is each other. He's absolutely right about that.
Phew.
Ah, lovely Kuya. You understand, don't you? Fucking dicks. This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. Which is why I am bowing out of the game. Interesting. Interesting little twist here.
Huh?
Naturally.
Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear the others have cast aside their fear for this game. Yeah, Kuya actually getting the conscience.
Don't make me repeat myself.
There's no point in participating in a game which has lost that sense of excitement. So he's bowing out because he's bored. Which is why I will no longer be participating in it.
What?
What's going on here? Now I have only one thing to look forward to.
It's all clear now.
And that is to heap the harshest possible punishment onto the one who thinks they can control me. Kuya, does this mean? Don't misunderstand. I haven't been moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism. Sentimentalism. I was right the first time. If that's what you're thinking. Wherever Master goes, I go. And if the mastermind turns out to be a guy, maybe I can catch on fire. Everyone.
Hey,
Well, now can you say that Sakura's death had no meaning? Huh, how boring. But nothing good can come of this. I'm still going to be the one having the fun time.
What the heck?
The fun time? Anyway, let's forget about that good-for-nothing backstabber and get back on track.
You want me to punish you guys?
It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Punishment time.
What?
Wait, but Sakura was technically the killer, right? And she's dead. You're not gonna...
But
Is it me?
Wrong.
Oh, heavens no. Just because the Blackened is dead doesn't mean I can just sub in whatever old student I want. Didn't I tell you? I'm very particular about the bear times 1 rule.
Listen up.
But I spent so much time preparing my special punishment, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste.
Yoo-hoo!
So for my special punishment, I've prepared a special guest. Okay, this is new. Please don't tell me he found... Please don't tell me he found Alter Ego. A special guest?
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
All right. Who's the guest? I'm afraid to find out. Yep. Alter Ego. That's a big burly Monokuma bear. This is horrible. My favorite character died twice. It's a Monokuma soccer ball. You suck, man. You turned him into a mangled hunk of junk. Ooh, they really took it out of me. Maybe I'll go grill up a plate of chicken. After all, they say for post-workout grub, chicken's where it's at. And I'm all about the grilled goodness. Fried, broiled, give me a break. The color, the smell, the succulence. Grilled is where it's at. Sadistic goddamn bear. I realize how dangerous it could be. But still, I have to do this. I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but
still.
when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might just think I'm some inhuman AI, but it's true. So it's okay.
I'm gonna do my best.
If it's for the sake of everyone else, I won't be afraid. Alter Ego's words raced through my heart and soul, and my disbelief gave way to raw anger. The anger turned to fury, black and muddy and boiling over. It bubbled up through my body, quickly overflowing and shooting out of my mouth. How dare you? That was my friend! How dare you kill him?
What's the matter?
Huh? You were friends with a laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's next? Friends with a basketball? Shut the hell up. He wasn't just a laptop. He was my friend. And you killed him. Is this what you call animism? Where a soul dwells within all things, even like laptops? Well, you can call it whatever you want. Bottom line is, it got in my way. It was trying to find things out all sneaky.
Just as I thought.
So you finally noticed him.
Actually...
Finally? No. I knew about it from the very beginning. I knew Chihiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew you were using it to analyze data. I knew exactly how it was all going to play out from the start. What?
What are you thinking?
You knew, and you were still cocky enough to let us take the plunge?
Yep.
Well, I mean, the data in that laptop, it was, I guess you could call it a gift from me to you.
Phew.
Or maybe like a reward, in honor of you being able to unlock something so difficult.
Hey,
So of course I didn't care if you got access to that. But sneaking into the network was just too personal, so I had to do a little, reformatting.
I want to be able to help.
I want to keep being helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else so that we can all get out of here. Alter Ego wanted to fight for us. He wanted to help at the risk of his own life. And for that he was killed. Yep, the punishment time has made me feel 1 billion times better.
very nice.
Experiencing a meaningless death is so soothing. It makes me remember that every low can get even lower. No, his death wasn't meaningless either. Everybody who's died so far, the deaths of each and every one of our friends, they all make us stronger. I swear to God, someday you will pay for this.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Holy moly, you're super mad, like just unreasonably upset. You tell that bear.
Well?
Okay, time to bring things to a close. Oh, but before that,
Uh-huh.
I need to read the postscript. Oh, God, come on.
What?
Postscript? This is going to hurt.
Yep.
Yeah, there's still a bit more left of Sakura's note.
Huh?
Do I have your attention? Okay then, here we go. Prepare your ears for the dulcet tones of yours truly. One other thing, Hina. There's something I'd like you to tell the others. Something tells me this is bullshit. Hopefully it will act as a clue to help you unravel the mystery of the school. What? A clue?
Hina.
I've spoken with the mastermind off and on the whole time I've been here, and so I've learned one thing, which is the mastermind has done something to us. I think what they've done is... Oopsie daisy, that was a close one. Another word and we would have been hip deep in spoiler territory.
Too bad.
Okay, I don't want to ruin the surprise, so book club is dismissed for today. What? You just can't stop at the most important bit? Yeah, I'm already 15 minutes over, but it's okay. It makes your brain rumble and tumble, huh? It makes you so mad you don't even friggin' know, huh?
You guys?
That's the whole point, stupid. It's to get back at all of you for hardening your resolve. Fine, but at least Sakura's note. I can never let any of you greaseballs have it. But
Too bad.
sucks for you, loser. Oh man, this is one sadistic bear. Wait, what's this?
What?
What is it now?
What?
There's one last line in the note. And let me just say this to the mastermind. I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you, you bastard, no matter what. And that's seriously it. Huh? Wow, what a stubborn loser, huh? She won't lay down and die, she'll fight you? Well, whatever. Who cares what some dead musclehead has to say?
Well?
Okay, I'm out of here. I think that's hint again. We're under some sort of hypnosis or some mind control thing where this is all happening in some again, some like simulation. And Sakura understands that, you know, it's going to end and everybody's going to get out, and then she's going to go after the mastermind in real life. You guys should try to get some rest, you know? And maybe take some time to reconsider how you approach this school life of yours. Are you sure you don't want to graduate? Can you really cut free from the regrets of the outside world? Think about that. Think long, think hard. Those were his parting words to us before disappearing. But what was that all about? Sakura's final message, her last clue to help us solve the mystery of the school? The mastermind did something to us? Kyoko said something like that before, didn't she? It was after Celeste's trial was over.
You.
What did you do? What did you do to my body?
Who?
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body? The mastermind did something to our bodies. I noticed that the courtroom changes. Well, at least the last two times. With Celeste and now with Sakura. I noticed the courtroom changed. The whole background and stuff is changed and different. I don't know if that's a clue or not. Or if it's just, you know, Monokuma changing up the scenery. What are they saying the mastermind did? What did the mastermind do to us? I mean, did the mastermind plant a bomb in us or something? And if we try to leave the school, a sensor goes off? And the bomb explodes? I've seen stuff like that in movies and comics and stuff, so it's not totally unheard of. No, I feel awful just thinking about it. I can't afford to acknowledge thoughts like that.
Yo,
So the class trial was over and Monokuma's gone.
but
So now what do we do?
Yes.
What else is there other than to head back up?
oh,
Yeah, okay, let's get out of here. But Hina must still feel responsible. Dial back that ego a bit, girl. The kind of mystery someone like you could pose is absolutely no threat.
Not possible.
I would never have lost to that kind of challenge. What are you talking about? Kyoko and Makoto were the ones that figured everything out.
Stop talking.
Seriously, I'm sorry. How many times do you plan to apologize? How about you make that the last one? I haven't reached a point where I need someone apologizing to me more than once.
Sorry.
Okay, I see what you mean. Then, I'll try. That totally wasn't normal, right? They should just capture his flag.
No, 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 no!
I cannot suffer the existence of someone who would disturb the romance between me and Master. And now we're back to horny jail.
Huh?
What are you talking about? That's absolutely not what's happening here. Why would I ever go for a sleazeball like him?
What did you say?
Sleazeball?
What the heck?
That's right, I called you a sleazeball because you are a sleazeball.
I see.
Apparently you still have a death wish. Oh, more biting sarcasm. No wonder you don't have any friends.
No, 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 no!
Hey, stop fighting with Master. You're making me jealous. I want the abuse. Give and take me. Guess it's not so easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, that's just how it is for now. And so Sakura's class trial came to an end and we returned to the world of Hope's Peak Academy. But the story wasn't even close to over. Time kept marching on. We all went back to our rooms and before long night snuck up on us. 10 o'clock?
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Nighttime descended and pulled me down along with it, down into sleep. I couldn't remember the last time I'd fallen into such a deep sleep. But the night still wasn't over for me. What? God damn it, Kyoko. A voice. I could hear a voice. What? Wake up. Wake up! Huh? The voice dragged me from deep slumber into hazy half-consciousness. My eyelids were like lead. Yeah, I said it. God damn it, Kyoko. What are you doing in my room? How did she get in my room? Wait a minute now.
Yes, it's me.
Huh? Kyoko?
I said yes.
So Kyoko's here.
Wait, what?
In a flash, I was wide awake. What are you doing here?
It's true.
I'm here to wake you up. Why? Why? What are you doing in my room? Oh, I see. Wait, but my door. It was unlocked. You're unbelievably careless. It was unlocked. Are you serious?
Hey.
Always. And you don't have to overreact like that every time you're surprised. What time is it?
Correct.
3 o'clock. In the morning, of course. It's 3 a.m.? Why was Kyoko waking me up at this hour? Well, unfortunately, that is a, that is a question for future me. So, my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was a very emotional ending to that trial. Whew. And that hit hard because it hit home. It hit close, very close to home again. I've been betrayed by people who I thought were friends, and it hurt. It hurt bad. So Sakura was a hell of a person. The writing, the storyline behind her story arc was phenomenal. But so on that note, we will continue this next Saturday. Tomorrow we will be returning to the world of Persona 5, heading back to Tokyo and doing some infiltrating into Madarame's museum palace. And yeah, I ain't got much to say right now, except thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for everyone who joined me in this little journey today and watched me break down, sometimes for the second time. For those of you that want to see me break down the first time, it happened during one of the interactions with Hisano, the Death Arcana in Persona 4 Golden. If it's not on Twitch anymore, it's on YouTube. under my same name. But yes, thank you. If you enjoyed what you saw, please drop a follow. It's very much appreciated. Thank you for everybody that came by. I hope to see everybody again. Again, tomorrow we'll pick up with Persona 5, and then either Wednesday or Thursday this week, I'm thinking Thursday, we'll have a bonus Persona stream. And then we'll pick up here on Saturday. So until we see each other again, thank you very much for stopping by. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And have a good night.